is Mr. Ng going over the Savannah High School Pre-Calc second semester performance task assessment PTA video project. I call this Trig Fun 2019-20. Students will incorporate their knowledge of trigonometry and technology to show mastery of content through a video. Projects are due April 13th, 2020, Monday at 8 a.m. The website timestamps projects automatically, which means they will be turned in before then or be deducted 10 points per every 24 hours. Here are steps and deadlines. Step number 1, to find a partnership and theme. This is actually due this Thursday, February 20th, Thursday. And it's worth 5 points of the project, and then you'll get a stamp in here to see if you actually moved along. Here are some details about it. Students will pick one other person within their period to form a group of 2. Extra credit if Mr. Ng picks your partner. I just basically write your name on a piece of paper, and then we'll put your name in a hat and we'll pull it out and you'll find out who that is. Find a computer and a camera. Test the quality, sound, and volume. Part 1, pick a partner and a school appropriate theme. School appropriate theme might be something like the Avengers, Disney, Harry Potter, and basically you'll show me. This is page 3. You just basically write a theme on page 3 and on page 4, which is exactly the same. Step number 2, evidence and knowledge of math content. This part is due on March 5th, which is a Friday. It is also worth 5 points of your project. Students will make sense of problems and persevere in them. That's the standards of mathematical practice, SMP number 1. Students will reason abstractly and quantitatively, SMP 2. Make sure to complete your work neatly and show plenty of work. Part 2, you need to pick 2 trig concepts and problems and write them down. So, I didn't show you, this is on page 2. The scoring rubric says that you need to pick 2 advanced math concepts in your video. Advanced concepts might be like advanced word problems, like indirect word problems. I don't know, we're going to eventually find trig equations where they're quadratic. And you're showing all your work mostly digitally. It looks nice. And you display enough work. And then proficient would be like 1 advanced, 1 basic. Basic, I would say, like find the missing side given 2 sides of a right triangle or given an angle. And this one's 2 basic math problems, minimal work, mostly handwritten. And this one has 2 very basic math problems. I don't know, triangle sum theorem. What is the trig identity, quotient identity for tangent, sine over cosine? Super easy. And so basically you're going to pick your own problems. You can use a book, textbook, something like that. And you'll write out the problem here. So if this is person number 1, you're going to write out your problem. And then there it is for part 2. And then part 3, which is due another 2 weeks after that, and I believe this is 3/18. Let me double check. I think I picked a Thursday. Yeah, this is actually Thursday. So this is actually the Thursday before spring break. And what you need to do is actually work out the 2 trig concepts and problems. So actually do the problem down here on each of your pages. Show your work step by step, nice and neat. And then your video will be incorporating your theme and then explaining and showing your math. So you will get points just for having a theme in your project, right? Theme is somewhat creative and visible. Some boring themes like being at school, not too fun, right? Let's just say you're doing a difficult word problem. One that I liked in the years previous past was like Angel Stadium. They actually went out and recorded it right in front of the A Stadium. Or you see students going to Knott's Berry Farm. All right, so step 3, math accuracy. There is no stamp, but students will attend precision by double checking the work. Standards for mathematical practice, SMP number 6. So as you're going along, you can ask me for some feedback. I'm never going to ask you that you're correct. I will probably ask you questions about it. Have you double checked your work? Does your partner agree? Can you show checking your answer? Does your problem answer make sense? Step number 4, editing. A rough draft of your video is due April 7th, Tuesday. This is the Tuesday you come back from spring break, so which means you basically have all of spring break to record if you haven't already. And of your rough draft stamps, this one is worth the most, 6 points. Students will use appropriate tools strategically. Students will edit the video by ensuring it fits the time requirement limits and make sure we can hear you, including lyrics, subtitles, removing wasted time on the video, adding bloopers, outtakes, uploading on YouTube, and turning in on video on mrmathing.net. So your rough draft only has to be 1 minute long. What is your 1 minute? You're explaining your math. I do not want to see 1 minute of you talking about your theme. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, maybe it's a song and you're doing the long intro and you're rapping and you're talking about the intro but not about the math. On the rough draft, I want to hear about the math. Now, as you guys are developing your themes within your project, right? You're dressed up as Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you've changed their lyrics to match your math problem. Do not spend, so if I give you, what are some requirements, 4-minute video. If you think about this, I'm gonna lay it out. I think it's really a 3-minute, 30-second video and then 30 seconds of bloopers at the end or throughout. So if you think about it, maybe like a 15 to 30-second introduction. That means you're left with 3 minutes, and then you're left with 1:30 or 90 seconds for each problem. So it's not step-by-step, it is, you gotta move along, and you have to think of creatively how to do that. Okay, step number 5, you need a capstone reflection. This is due April 9th, Friday. At the very end, students will complete one Savannah capstone reflection sheet and turn in the share Google Doc along with your video link. Change your share settings. So you guys all know this link, your capstone, and you only need to fill out one of these for the 2 of you. So 2 of you can add information to it together. What does it look like on scoring rubric? Okay. You're going to share this. You're basically only turning in 2 things, a Google Doc link and a YouTube link. Just those 2 basic things, but a lot of work. Now, for every single thing, I am actually looking for on your capstone 3 complete sentences and excellent use of grammar and spelling. This is why you need 2 of you to double check it, right? Each of these boxes, you're going to fill out 3. Make yourself a copy, and then you just need to include it. All right. That's due the Friday after break. So you have 2 of these deadlines. 4/9 is a Thursday, 2 days later. And because that Friday and then the following Monday, your project's due. So it's going to come by fairly fast. Step number 6, some details. Students will turn in a scoring rubric. So I'm giving you this scoring rubric. It's on page 2. So basically you guys are turning in this packet back to me. And it says on YouTube, hashtag Precalculus 2019-20 and Savannah High School and Mr. Mathing. And why would you do that? So I'll just show you really quickly. Let's go to YouTube. And if I just type in, let's see, you guys can't see. I'm just going to type in Mr. Mathing into YouTube. You can't see it, but you realize I'm on YouTube. And those are the latest videos that I have created. But then you see other things like students creating projects. There's Leslie, remember her? There's Jonathan. Look at that one, 8 years ago, Harry Popper geometry. I can't see, man. It's like volleyball. Where's Abigail? Right, so you can see a bunch of projects from 3 years ago. It's from the real one. I don't even know who that is, right? Course evaluations. Another one from 8 years ago. So you have opportunities to, that's when you tag it, then, yeah. Do not include your names on the video. Make them up. So if you're going to do Mickey Mouse, then you're Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse, and Donald Duck, right? Use those names in the video. I know who you are. I don't have it on here, but I'll just talk about it. Should you show your face? Yes. I want to know that you did your project. A couple years ago, someone's sister or someone's mom turned in the project. That was not acceptable. Make sure privacy is set to unlisted or public. Or if you're like, I don't want anyone to see this video, I have privacy issues. All right, so let's just say you are you want to share your settings of your video and you just want to change it. So in your YouTube, go to YouTube Studio and then go to your videos, and then you're going to go to edit the video. And you change your settings maybe from public to private. And then when you do that, it says share privately. And so you just go back here, copy or paste both my emails, and then, or you can do everyone at AUHD, but then the notify email is not important because I'm not going to check my email, and then you save it. That's how you get a private. And then how do you turn in your project? You're going to go to pre-calculus. You're going to go to my website, mrmathing.net. Click on pre-calculus. And then you're going to fill out all this information here. mrmathing@gmail.com. What period are you in? 0, name, Mr. Math Inc., partner name, this is Math Inc., email address of the first person, my email address, this is mathing@gmail.com. Okay, then you need a capstone reflection, so go to your capstone. Let's just say this is my capstone right there. Share. I recommend just keeping it to anyone can view it. That way there's never going to be issues. So press paste. Go to your YouTube video link. Maybe it's this video right here. Copy. Paste. Did I hashtag that? Yes. 1920. Pretty easy project. It's most challenging. Editing was the easiest. Communication with, and this is mathing. Ha! Me. Project suggestions. I don't know. Anything. I love math. And then you press submit. And then if you go up to the top, click here to see if your project was accepted. See if we can find our submission. There it is, Mr. Mathing, this is Mathing, our Google document, and our YouTube video. And you can double check that by clicking on it, it works. Now, the good thing about this is you get to see previous years, right? Fortnite, even make comments, intro's too long, top 3 project not, so you can click on it. And that's the reason why I was encouraging students not to make it private. Make it public, you get to see other examples of other students. So these are the themes, and then you might see the top 3 projects. And then last year, first semester, they did something else, but you can just see their explanations, right? And I made good comments, so you can go to that video if it's free. Or I might have said a top 3 project for Hannah and Mariana's. Great explanations, you might want to check that out, right? And then you can go to this one, 1718. Here's a bunch more examples, as long as they didn't make their YouTube link private, right? Recal Remix, that sounds fun. Trig Ninjas, The Math Goddess, Keeping Up with the Trig Kardashians. I made a comment, made me laugh project, Struggling Math Student. Okay, and then if you're still on my website, if you go to trigonometry, And same thing, click here, see if you're accepted. Here's another couple of hundred videos to help you. That was the same one, I just copied and pasted, but 2012-13, right? Great theme and editing. That was John and Nancy. Let's see if John and Nancy kept theirs public. And they did. 129 views. Oh, I remember theirs. He wanted to be a special sound effects guy, so he recorded every single sound again. Kind of a long intro, 40 seconds. Gives you an idea. You can see a bunch of examples, and look down here many years ago. I don't think I made as many comments back then about like top projects, but click on them, see what they did. I think you get an idea of what it's expected of you. So let's go back to the project. Create a math commercial. A fun one, 20 seconds long. You only have to pick one of these 10. So if you click on this, show what that looks like. Just pick one of these. Extra credit, follow these things, and it's on the back side, right? Commercial should be super funny and super creative. You get one of these. And guest appearances are, I'm sorry, to get me in your video, just do it before class, passing periods. Just ask for my permission. I'll help you with your theme too, right? Penalties and bonuses, and then let me show you guys how the multiplier works. Let's just say you're awesome and you picked super advanced problems. 4 times 5 gives you a 20, so then a 20 would go in here. Right, 4 times 5 gives you 20, and then I add up all the scores. So that's how the scoring rubric works. And then, let's see. I'll add up all your stamps and put them there. I don't think 5, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. That's 26. Let's write that 26. And then if you divide that by 2, that'll give you 63. And then basically what's going to happen is these 2 points are going to divide. So you can choose, like, let's say, for example, you guys got, I don't know, let's make this easy, 120 points. So then you can choose how to divide that. So if you think you guys both did equal work, then you can do something like each of you are going to get 60, because that adds up to be 120. Or you can do 63, and this person gets 57. The max score you can get is 100%. And that's how you get your scores. And then when you guys are turning this in the day the project's due, you're each going to turn this in, because I get to look at your math work. Right? This helps me double check just to make sure, if I can't see something on the video or hear it. Okay. And then that reminds me, I just want to go over the top 3 mistakes students make in their projects. Number 1, they don't share documents with me. So make sure you change your settings. That is number 1. Number 2, I can't hear you. So what happens is you record from far away. There's a helicopter in the background. Your brother's screaming. I can't hear you. So you can either do voiceovers, recording again, or if you're fancy, have a microphone with you. And then step number 3, just not checking small details, right? You can have people check the math. Remember, if you ask me to check the math, I'm probably going to ask you another question. Is this correct? Have you shown someone else? Is there a way to check your answer? What does your partner think? Does your answer seem reasonable? Did you have 3 complete sentences? So just small details, right? At the beginning of the video, do you have all that stuff? So hope that was helpful for you. Good luck.
of math.